I don't know that many people do know that Anita O'Day was the first vocalist recorded for Verve Records, before Billie Holiday, definitely before Ella Fitzgerald. She was the one Norman Granz felt really strongly about.
And so I said, I don't know, if she's right for it, but the only thing I could see even near something, pop-ish, jazz-oriented pop, would be her. He said, okay, but don't spend too much money because she doesn't sell any records. So we sold 365,000 albums.
Every tune was a hit. It wasn't, hey, Mary, turn it over on side 2. Boy, you'll love take 4. It wasn't one of those. It was like all 6 on each side was impeccable. I was amazed myself.
She was a great artist, real talent. One of the real jazz singers, because she could improvise, and she always was right on that beat, So many would phrase behind the beat, but Anita was right on it always. Anita and Billie Holiday knew how to sing with feeling, didn't they?
Norman Granz called up and said he'd like me to do a record with her, and I was knocked out because she'd been a big favorite of mine since I was a kid, from her days with Rupert.
We just went in and did them just as I planned them at home, and she just sang her butt off. She sounded wonderful on it. I marked her in my mind as a free soul. She's not tied to any format or formula. She's just going to go in and sing like she feels and how it feels, and she'll go with it.
There are jazz singers and jazz musicians, but then there's the jazz life, and that is what Anita O'Day epitomizes. The jazz life to me is improvising your life every step of the way. That's very much hand in hand with drug addiction.
Now the spoon handles about 10 if you take them slow, and he does it that way. He takes it up to about that much. So does Charlie Parker. When we met him one day, he says, "You want to turn on, John?" Because everybody knew John was a turn on, They didn't know about me. I was just around. And so he takes all this for 2 drops. Puts it in the spoon, and I'm looking at him and I'm saying, "Hey, that's better than a martini." "Hey, that's better than sex. Hey, I kind of like that. Yeah. When you going again?" He says, "Give me $20 and I'll go now." So every day I gave him $20 and we both got into it, Now we're both smiling and swinging and playing.
I got pitch and I got smarts, and you'll never hear another interpretation of this song like this.
T for Two. Talk about it. I mean, that's everything that Anita does that's so great. T for Two, Honeysuckle Rose, Georgia Brown, those kind of vehicles for her rhythmic exhibitionism, you might say, because she's got a very pretty voice, but the whole crux, the whole, sort of nexus of what she does is what she does with time.
One of her most critically acclaimed appearances was at the Newport Jazz Festival.
Would you have used drugs that day, or would you wait until afterwards, or how does that work?
It doesn't go by day, it goes by hours. It's a matter of how many hours.
So you certainly would have used some.
Down, and
you would have used some that day, then?
I would say yes.
She sang Sweet Georgia Brown. It was one of the greatest vocal performances you ever heard. It was as if she had been born there.
Said she knocks in bed when she lands in town. She can't get out of bed unless this gal has never read.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that happened to me in my life. You know, that was the big event. There were 150 musicians at this event. And out of all those people, male and female, and there was my picture in the Time magazine, and nobody else was mentioned. And everybody you could name was in that show. Japan picked me out and gave me a job in Japan.